The Cinderella trotter Lucky Jim has Horse of the Year hopes and goes for his 14th straight Big M victory this evening. Pacing powerhouse Mr. Big goes to the gate for the 4th straight year in the Breeders' Crown, looking to regain his dominance at the top level. These two are two of the top-level performers in our sport and headline a classic closing night to the 09 Championship meet, because in harness racing, it all comes down to the Breeders' Crown. We'll cover all the action for you over the next hour on Racing for the Meadowlands on SNY. Track condition is good after heavy rains earlier. Very humid outside. We're in the upper 70s. A chance of rain later on. Well, hello again, everyone, and welcome to Breeders' Crown Night at the Big M. My name's Sam McKee, joined by Dave Brower. Track announcer Ken Workington calls the races, and our colleague Bob Hollywood Hayden will have Winner's Circle reaction all night long. And here's what we've got for you over the next hour. 4 Breeders' Crown finals for the older horses, plus the Woodrow Wilson and the Sweetheart for the top 2-year-old pacers. And Dave Brower, the Cinderella story of the year is Lucky Jim in the Breeders' Crown Open Trot, winless in 08, practically unbeatable in 09.
Absolutely one of the best stories in all of harness racing this year. Andy and Julie Miller and their management of Lucky Jim. And here he was at his best on Hambletonian Day, equaling the all-age world record of 150-1 in the Nat Ray. And you see he won by more than 4 lengths for Andy Miller in hand. And Sam, the best may yet be to come, because he's just a 4-year-old, the son of SJ's Photo. He seeks his 17th victory of the season tonight. It could be 14 straight here at the Meadowlands. His only loss was in the final of the Maple Leaf Trot when he was crashed. He has a chance to be Horse of the Year, but he must win the crown tonight.
It's time for our first of 4 Breeders' Crown finals. Up next, the Open Trot, and the story is Lucky Jim, looking for a record 14th straight Meadowlands win. He's fresh off a world record performance in the Nat Ray on Hambletonian Day, and with a victory tonight, keeps his hopes alive for possibly being named Horse of the Year.
They're off. In Focus gets the first call. Lanson's trying to leave. So is Arch Madness on the outside. Lucky Jim just floats away 4th right now. Mr. Easy towards the inside. And then it's John Paul's Legacy. They're 2 wide and sparring here. In Focus on the rail. The pedals down. Lanson with Mike LaChance clearing the top. As they head to the opening quarter, Lanson takes the lead. In Focus settles 2nd. Arch Madness off to a good start for Sears. Dives in 3rd there in front of Lucky Jim 4th past the quarter. Then it's Mr. Izzy and John Paul's Legacy, hot quarter, 26 4/5, up and at him at a 4th. That's the cue for Andy Miller and Lucky Jim. There he goes. Lucky Jim sweeps up on the outside and looks to take the lead away from Lanson in the back stretch. In Focus is now 3rd. Arch Madness wrestled back 4th. Looks pretty anxious there. Mr. Easy, whip taps for him. Then John Paul's Legacy as Lucky Jim swept up there and took the lead for Andy Miller. And looks pretty comfortable past the half in 55 3/5, 28-4 second quarter. Lucky Jim in front. Lucky Jim Lanson 2nd. In Focus 3rd. Arch Madness 4th. Mr. Easy edging out of 5th. Then John Paul's Legacy, but they're seated single file. And looking to open up is Lucky Jim. Lucky Jim by a length and a quarter as they head to 3 quarters. Lanson trying to stay with him in 2nd. As they head to 3 quarters, Arch Madness now activated by Sears. 3rd, now 2nd on the outside. Lucky Jim opens up by 2. Arch Madness in pursuit on the outside with Lanson 3rd. In Focus, Mr. Easy and John Paul's Legacy. 124 3. It's a well-rated Lucky Jim. Arch Madness looking for another Breeders' Crown upset on the outside. Has dead aim for Sears. Lucky Jim trying to answer on the inside. Lucky Jim. Arch Madness gets the cold shoulder from Lucky Jim. It's Lucky Jim again. An Orange Crush crowning moment. 14 in a row. A record at the Meadowlands for Lucky Jim in the Breeders' Crown over Arch Madness and Lanson in 152-1.
What a way to end the season. Lucky Jim wins his 17th of the year. That's a record 14 straight here at the Meadowlands. He follows his 150-1 Nat Ray with a Breeders' Crown crunch. And Sam, the best may yet be to come. Lucky Jim is just a 4-year-old. I can't wait to see him next year. Andy Miller wins his first crown with an older horse.
Well, that old consecutive win record of 13 in a row at the Big M was held by Tough Choice. And Dave, if not for interference in the Maple Leaf Trot, Lucky Jim would probably be undefeated this year. Andy Miller still can't believe what a ride it's been.
Trained by Julie Miller, her husband Andy Miller, the Orange Crush, in the sulky behind Lucky Jim for his 19th career victory. His 17th win this season in 18 starts, a record 14 consecutive victories at the Meadowlands, eclipses the record of pacer Tough Choice, who scored 13 in a row. Lucky Jim, the dominant story, or one of them anyway, of 2009. After going 0 for 9 as a 3-year-old in 2008, he caps a $1 million season. He passes the $1 million mark tonight, adding to his major wins in the Arthur J. Cutler, the Maxie Lee, the Titan Cup as well. Andy Miller with his second Breeders' Crown. He won the 2004 3-year-old filly pace with Rest of Hanover. Lucky Jim, fresh off his devastating track record and world record performance of 150-1 on Hambletonian Day in the Nat Bray. Wins the Breeders' Crown final tonight in 152 and 1/5. Final quarter 27-3. He pays 210. There was no show betting. 6 Arch Madness 360. Exacta 560, 26, 265, Trifecta 1320. Pick 3 momentarily when it cycles. Welcome Charles Keller, and Ted Gewirtz, Hambletonian Society directors, and Major League Baseball Network's Dan Plesac in the winner's circle with the trophy presentation. And congratulations to the caretaker of Lucky Jim, Gustavo Quevedo. Way to go, Gustavo. Our Hambletonian Society directors with the trophy presentation, Charles Keller, Ted Gewirtz, and former Major League Baseball pitcher, and now with the Major League Baseball Network, Dan Plesac, part of our press box core as well, periodically.
Breeders' Crown, first of 4 is in, and the Trot. Lucky Jim, 14 straight Meadowlands record. David Prishnock is here, and Andy Miller. Andy, 26-4 to the quarter. Out you come.
I just wanted to control the race, and he felt good, and so I just decided to make a move up the backside.
When he came out of last week's 150-1, that world record, I should say Hambletonian Day, how was he after that race, and were there any anxious moments at all last couple of weeks coming up to this?
No, he's been great, and he's been back to his old self, and tonight he just, I don't know if the track suited him the best, but he ended up in the winner's circle.
Is this it for the year for him?
Yeah, I think we're going to shut him down and get him ready for a big campaign next year.
Would you like me to show you the 5-year-old stake schedule for next year and take a look at it now?
No, let's wait a while. Let's just enjoy this year first.